And welcome to the latest episode of From the Rubble, which is my Let's Build series in heavily modded post-apocalyptic Minecraft. So in the past, we've gotten ourselves situated where we can start automating some stuff, and one of the first priorities was to be able to build concrete, which we have regular cobble here, and we have a pulverizer that can make gravel and sand, and so we need to probably take care of these garden bits soon. Anyway, so we can start building the actual structure that this series is going to be the core of this series. Well, it's slow going because unlike my other series, we can't enchant like we do in the other series. Here we have the old vanilla enchanting mechanics, and that reminds me. Okay, so I can't make an enchantment infuser in here because I didn't have access to crying obsidian. But I did, last time I did talk about possibly making a recipe for creating crying obsidian, and I did in fact do that. So then I was just gonna press on until I happened to find some obsidian. But now that I think about it, in earlier episodes up here at this level, we tapped into a cobalt settlement, and kobolds have all sorts of minerals and stuff in their lairs, including usually open displays of amethyst. So with my formula, my new recipe, all you need is 8 shards to put around 1 block of obsidian. So maybe we can find enough amethyst to get an advanced enchantment infuser. So I haven't really explored their little settlement here anyway. They have fire burning underneath water. And they do that by having a bunch of low blocks. That's very weird that they would do that. And I don't claim to totally understand cobalt. So there's a couple guys. There's some amethyst. And is this what you guys are sleeping on? Let me cut you a deal here. Let me trade you a proper bed. Right? Once you sleep on this baby, you'll never go back. And in exchange, you don't mind if I just kind of poke my nose around and maybe avail myself to some of these items that are just, just junk to you. That's 5. Okay, so let me think about this. I'm gonna need 6 crying obsidian for an advanced enchant. Okay, they got skulls. Interesting. So I'm gonna need 6 crying obsidian for an advanced enchantment infuser. I'm up to 11. And if I need 8 amethyst shards for each crying obsidian, 8 times 6 is 48. So I need 48 shards to make the advanced infuser. And I don't know how big this settlement is down here, but so far we're doing okay. Doing okay. In fact, kind of better than I had hoped. Quite frankly, I didn't realize they were going to have an amethyst cluster in every single... What is this? Well, I mean, it's pretty smart putting it in a cage, but why tempt fate? Just kill it off. Interesting. I guess that was to give me the option if I wanted to make a skeleton spawner, as opposed to just having find one and then trying to tame it to make a skeleton spawner. I don't need a skeleton spawner. Oops. Okay, so we're up to 23. I need one more to be able to do any type of enchantment infuser. The basic one. So... and there you go. That gives me enough for a basic enchantment infuser and a few spare shards. And unfortunately, can I get there from here? Yeah. This isn't a room. Why is the water just stopped? Not going any lower. These guys are they doing some weird tricks with water. Okay, so we're in the enchantment biz. Now, the problem... well, not the problem. Well, yes, the problem. The difference between an enchantment infuser and advanced enchantment infuser is that with an advanced infuser, you can do anything, right? You can add enchantments. You can remove enchantments. You can... change enchantments, right? No problem. All on the fly, as often as you want, as long as you have the experience levels. But since you can add and remove it, it refunds experience levels. So it's pretty efficient. Now, the non-advanced enchantment infuser, it lets you add enchantments, but it won't let you change enchantments on an already enchanted item. And that's the important bit, right? So it's kind of like you can do whatever you need to do, but you kind of need to do it all up front, and then you're done. I think I've been in here. I think I got them all. So with that being said, it's still great. It's still awesome. You just can't do anything piecemeal. In other words, you need to accumulate a bunch of experience levels. I burned myself in the fire that should be put out by the water. I'm surrounded by water. So you need a bunch of experience levels, and then you fully enchant the item, and then that's it, right? It's done. I can do that. Now, the first item I want to enchant is my diamond pickaxe. Okay, let's think about this. I don't have any obsidian to make into crying obsidian. So, I guess before we can do any of the other stuff, we're going to need to get some obsidian. Now, there is a little lava pool that we've been tapping into originally for lava to start my little cobblestone generation over here. And so we can go over there and we can... oh yeah, I still have all this stuff. That's okay. We'll sort it out when I get back. I'm gonna need to power my pedal pusher here. So I got my potatoes, and I probably need a bucket of water for making obsidian and cutting it safely. Okay. And if this goes well, the first thing I want to enchant is that pickaxe, because that will really help speed things along in the excavation and then building phase. So let's get her done. Very nice. As usual, it's a beautiful nickname in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Fly by the freeway here. Just for the record, you do not do a major freeway exchange, like just crisscross applesauce there. Does make it easier to code though, but okay. There is my lava. My lava sus manos. You know, I was always interested. When I was a kid, they had a brand of soap called lava soap, and it was made with pumice, which is a light volcanic rock. It's a lot like sandstone. And the whole point of the lava soap was that with that pumice in it, your soap had kind of like a gritty texture to it, and the pumice was built into soap. So you wash your hands, and you know your soapy hands kind of had a gritty texture. And the selling point was that this really helped clean dirty hands, right? This was marketed heavily to like mechanics and other people who really got their hands dirty. I say all that because I grew up in Southern California, so there was often signs in the bathroom, public bathrooms, that would tell you to wash your hands, but then they would tell you in Spanish too, lava sus manos. And as a kid, I just kind of got it in my head that, because I didn't know why they called the soap lava, and I see signs in Spanish showing people washing their hands, so I figured lava sus manos. I figured the lava soap, that was just like, you know, a Spanish or Mexican soap, or, you know, catering to Mexican people. I didn't know. Years and years later, I learned the truth. I wonder if they still make lava. I mean, I don't think I've gone looking for it, but then again, you know, I got a family of 4. I got 3 girls. I spent a lot of time in the soap aisle. I would think that it would stick out. It was a green bar, but it was in a bright red package, you know, because lava. I don't know, it'd be interesting. So now I'm curious. When I do the show notes and I add links for things I talked about like this, I will look it up. I'll find out. So, you know, if you're curious too, go on out to the page for this episode on my website and see what I found, if you're interested. It's also a great place to go to get information about a lot of the stuff I talk about, because, you know, some of the stuff was from way back in the day, and some of the stuff might not be patently obvious to folks who grew up in other countries or cultures. So there you go. Okay, so we take the enchantment table, because it's one of the key ingredients in the enchantment infuser. It's basically like an upgrade to the enchantment table. And then we'll go work our magic down here. We got the obsidian. We've got the enchantment table. I think that's pretty much all we need. There might be some other ingredient that I'm missing, like diamonds or something, but, or is that for the advanced one? I don't know, it's for one of them. So the basic table is this one, enchanting. Oh, I need a book, and I need a couple extra shards. Now luckily I have 3 extra shards. I had a whole stack of books. Where are the books? I had tons of books, because because when I built the enchantment table, right, I had collected books from the ruins, and I used them to create the bookshelves to fully power the enchantment table. And then once that was up and running, we already started using the enchantment table, and I took all my books, a few stacks of books, and I dumped them in a chest by the enchantment table, which means I was just here. But Okay. So right up here. Okay, let's do it all here. We got the we'll have a crafting table. Oops. So I gotta make my crying obsidian. And there we go. Okay. I need a book. There's multiple books. Oodles of books. And there we go. So let's take a look at how much this is going to run me. Well, that's not right. It's not working. Oh, I probably need to repair it. Okay. Hold on. I got diamonds with me, so I can repair it right here. I mean, right here by the anvil. So easy peasy. We can fix this puppy right here and get going. There we go. Okay. That's not right. What is the problem? Oh, it's already got an enchantment on it. I can't change enchantments on existing stuff with this level of enchantment infusers, so I need to start from scratch. There we go. There we go. Okay. So let's start with the basics. You're gonna need mending and excavating, right? So that's the bare minimum. Brings us to 14. Let's maximize fortune, and let's see what we can get of the other stuff. Not a lot. Now we could go with that and then make a new one from scratch later when we have the experience levels. But I got a different plan, and that is, let's do some farming, and that will give me some experience, hopefully enough to fully enchant this pick. Okay. Carrots. Does the body good. That's not how the commercial goes. But, you know, carrots. Carrots are a great vegetable to get your kids hooked on, right? Because if you get good fresh carrots, you know, they have a little sweetness to them. And cooked carrots also have a sweetness to them. And that's, you know, that appeals to kids. We had one kid that very much liked carrots. The other kid who very much liked carrots and then decided one day she absolutely hated carrots did a complete 180 in the space of about 2 weeks. That's a very kid thing. That is a very kid thing. You know, I don't like carrots. Yes, you do. You love carrots. You said it's your favorite food. No, I don't. I hate them. Okay, when did this change? It's always been that way. No, it hasn't. I mean, just 2 weeks ago you were eating them and asking for more. When kids are 2 or 3, I think much of what goes on in their head is generated by random numbers. Just, you know, spin the spinner, see what the result is. Bizarre. They're not like that now. Now they just turned 16 years old. You know, they are fully teenagers, so nothing excites them. Well, take that back. One is excited about computer games, and I can relate to that. It's okay. It's kind of like the scene from the Blues Brothers when Elwood picks up Jake in the old police car, and Jake is like, where's the caddy? Where's the Bluesmobile? You know, and Elwood said, well, I traded it. And Jake is like, you traded it for this car? And he's like, no, I traded it for a microphone. And Jake says, yeah, I can see that. The same thing with my kids. Oh, my kids totally wound up in video games. Yeah, okay, I'm cool with that. The other one, she is interesting because this it's not like she changes her mind. Well, I take that back. She does completely change her mind on stuff. So every year, I guess probably every school year, I guess that's how that lines up. So I kind of see where this is going. Every school year, she's into something different. So, or you know, like in 7th or 8th grade, it was Star Wars. She was totally into Star Wars. Star Wars. And then that went away. And then, you know, now it's like when the family's now watching season 2 of Andor, and she just doesn't care. She's off watching something else. Interesting, right? And her current obsession du jour is F1 racing, Formula 1. Now, this was a bit of a surprise, but where this came from was at the end of... She's in the robotics club at school, and at the end of the last school year, you know, the robotics club got together. They do activities during the summer, but they also set up team assignments for the next school year, right? And so... She got the group before. She was on electrical. Now she wanted to be on mechanical, and so now she's in the mechanical team within the robotics team. And apparently, a lot of the kids on that team are gearheads, specifically Formula 1 gearheads. They really like their Formula 1. And within 2 weeks of going to a robotics meeting, she comes up and she just starts talking about F1 racing. Well beyond anything I knew or understood about Formula 1 racing, right? And now, like, half her t-shirts are Formula 1. She's got a couple Formula 1 hoodies. We had the fancy packages of Disney and Hulu, excuse me. But she wanted ESPN so she could watch her races. So it's like, okay. So now we got the bargain basement version of Hulu and Disney so that we could fit in ESPN into the subscription without spending a bunch of extra money. So now I'm watching commercials while watching Star Wars so she can watch her Formula 1. And in fact, for her birthday, she had some of her friends come over and they watched Formula 1 together. So it's like, okay. It's easy to lose track. So easy to lose track. And that's the problem. If you're a young person, you haven't experienced this yet. But if you're old, you're going to be nodding when I say, time flies faster and faster the older you get. Right? I remember, you know, in junior high and high school, you know, some of those summers, after about a month of summer vacation, you're just kind of wondering, man, I'm kind of bored. There's nothing to do. The summer's just going and taking forever. You got me talking again, didn't you? Okay, here. Let's move these like this. And then you graduated and things seemed to go by pretty fast, and I got married and things went faster and got kids, and now things are going by at an accelerated pace. It's like watching a Star Trek episode calling off, you know, warp numbers, you know, warp 9.9, warp 10, which there is no warp 10, but there is a warp 10, but that's not a point. Anyway, it just goes faster and faster. I mean, we look, well, on my screensaver, right? I mean, when my computer locks itself up because I'm not using it. It's got pictures of the family and pictures from the past, 20 years. And so there's a lot of pictures of the girls when they were babies or toddlers, and those pop up. And I swear it seems like yesterday. But then again, I also remember all the stuff since, theoretically, yesterday. It's just, where does the time go? And it surprises me too, because I look at these pictures of me, and it's like, wow, that guy's got dark hair. There's no gray. Yeah, it's been a long time. My wife still has no gray. We even joked about that yesterday. Yesterday was her birthday. And I wished her a happy 29th birthday again. And I told her, you know, you're getting old enough. We kind of probably need to bump it up to 39. It's like, no. It was my 29th birthday. I'm like, okay, whatever. And the girls got wind, and they're like, you're 29? I'm like, no. And I try to explain the whole joke to them. And then they get it. But I go, but look, Mama is 29. I mean, she doesn't even have any gray hair. And everybody laughed because everybody's involved with helping Mama dye her hair. Dye the gray out of it. So there you go. Yeah, I don't bother dyeing my hair. First of all, there's not a whole lot left to dye. So I mean, if I wanted to dye it, I could probably just use a Sharpie, I guess. But more of the point, I'm a guy, right? And guys just like, yeah, I'm old. You know, we're done with it, right? Just, this is what I look like now. I mean, the part that, you know, I don't necessarily want my hair back. I don't want my hair color back. What I want back is the ability to get up off the floor in less than 10 minutes. That's what I want back. And there's no amount of dye or cream that's going to make that happen. So, oh gosh. Yeah. My wife was in the bedroom and knocked over a glass of water, and it spilled all over the side of the nightstand and you know, soaked the floor between the bed and the nightstand. You know, she asked me to, you know, help her clean it up because I had longer arms, right? And yeah, I have longer arms, but I had to get down on the floor. And once I got down there and I did as good of a job soaking the water up as I could, I almost needed help getting back up. Ooh, somebody needs a glass of water. Speaking of water. Anyway, that's just, you know, there was, for a few years, I worked at PC service, and I can't tell you how many times I had to go on calls to a customer's location, and, you know, we need to, like, you know, we were going to add network cables to their house, or, you know, we had to pull out their PC and rewire it for a new type of network, or, you know, video card. Did a lot of running cables and stuff. I remember getting under desks and, you know, crawl spaces and all sorts of stuff. Didn't think twice about it. In fact, people were kind of amazed at how quickly I could scramble in and scramble out of tight spots. That is not the case now. I don't quickly scramble anywhere, and when it comes to a tight spot, a garage door can be a tight spot. So, oh gosh, fortune, can't quite fit it all, but that's okay. Maximum efficiency makes it kind of hard to control this puppy sometimes, so we'll back off the efficiency one level. Otherwise, that is a fully enchanted, infused pick, I should say. Which I'm really good at enchant now. You need to hit this button. There you go. Sound effects, the whole shebang. We are working, guys. Okay, let's go put away all this agricultural produce I got weighing me down, and then we can put this pick to work and start rocking and rolling. If you've watched my Gryphonhorse series, especially the last episode, you could see how I used a pick with the same enchantments to really rock and roll there too, right? So very, very good. So let's take this stuff. The woody carrot we'll throw in there, but the regular carrots and green beans we already have. We don't have a full stack of green bean seeds, so now we do. And that means all this stuff can go in the composter. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, peanuts. Let me find the peanut seeds as opposed to the peanuts, which are seeds. And these flax seeds. So, okay, we have a full stack of peanut seeds. And I have a full stack of flax seeds already. And we have a full stack of peanuts, so all of this stuff can get composted. So the potatoes I know are probably there, maxed already, and rice. Let's try rice. There's rice is maxed, potatoes are maxed, rice seeds are maxed. All this goes in the composter, including the poisonous potato, which will compost in this version of Minecraft. Tomatoes, salmonberry pips. How did I get those? How did I miss these flax? Okay, so tomatoes I don't have many of. Beets I don't have many of. How about beet seeds? Don't have many of those. But the tomatoes and the flax seeds can get composted. Okay, green tea leaf we don't have enough. Radish seeds and radishes we have lots of. Let's see. So now we have a full stack of radishes. And now we have a full set of radish seeds. Let's see what else. Spinach. More flax seeds. Grass seeds and wheat, I almost guarantee I'm maxed out on. Okay, so we're maxed out on spinach. We're maxed out on the wheat. The spinach seeds we are now maxed on. Yeah. So this can get composted. And then we can go ahead and make string with this, with the flax. And then make that into wool. And then this is all this smeltables, minerals, metals. Let's grab this stuff. Yeah, just throw it all in there and then see what needs to be compacted. Hold on. Okay, we'll put it here. Kind of run out of space for the weird stuff to compact. Okay, so I need to leave 7 there, and I need about half of these. I need to leave 1 of these behind. Block, block, ingot, and we can break this apart. Oh, thought I had more. that stuff already done. Okay. That's it for now. Don't want to set him off. Okay, let's put this pick to the test. Rocking and a rolling. Reeling and a rocking. Let's not start in the lava corner. Okay, let's count these out. So, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm off. And then my new pick. And just go from there. And it's going faster and faster. This thing has mending built into it. So when we hit a lot of these minerals, like this redstone, it should heal itself substantially. In fact, it's healed all the way up, so that's pretty good. And down at this level, there'll be plenty of stuff that will give experience for mining. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oops. There we go. Sucking it all up. Deep slate cobble. Okay, we're coming up on my lava corner. I don't expect any lava. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't expect any lava. Doesn't mean that we won't hit any. I just think the likelihood's fairly low. So what I'm doing, I'm setting out these torches in spacings of 4 because, as you remember, I'm trying to carve out the central core for going up and down in the base, and it's 2 chunks by 2 chunks, and a chunk is 16 by 16. So that's why I'm counting these out, to make sure that I know when I have 2 chunks by 2 chunks. And we're pretty darn close, because we've been working on this for a while. Shouldn't be a surprise. But great things are going. We may get there by the end of this episode. And that makes me happy. So, I'd like to extend my thank you to the local Kobold community who have helped me get this far this fast. It's not entirely voluntary, but they didn't object to the trade, and you know, sleeping in a proper bed is much nicer than a couple pieces of old ratty carpeting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So, of course, the problem is they got one bed, and I saw at least half a dozen kobolds. So, you know, you're gonna have to figure out some type of time-sharing deal on that. It's like when you give a small bag of candy to a large group of kids. It's like, you guys are gonna have to share this. Uh-huh. I read Lord of the Flies. I know how this is gonna go. Controlled anarchy. Maybe uncontrolled anarchy. 2, 3, 4. Okay. You know, we can... So, I need to go a couple more. Let's do this all from the beginning. Make sure we get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That is the edge of the central shaft. That's the corner of the central shaft. So now we can just dig like a crazy man, like this. I'm not hearing any noise. I'm not picking anything up. Oh, yeah. My pockets are full. Happens, right? Especially now that we are just a bulldozing machine. Having this thing in your hands, it's like carrying around a portable bulldozer. I might use that as a title even. So look at this. Screaming. I got a bunch of redstone on the floor. Let's not let it go to waste. I think it killed my light too. It's okay, it goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. I'm pretty excited that we're almost done with the initial excavation of the footprint of the central core. It's kind of that whole thing, all the qualifiers, just reminded me of an old Monty Python album I have, where it's for the Holy Grail, right? But the title of the album is the soundtrack to the trailer of the film Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And there's some Monty Python and Holy Grail stuff on there. Mostly there's a lot of other sketches on there. The thing about Monty Python in any incarnation, you know, it's absurdist humor. So trying to predict, man, this is just awkward. And I didn't plant this. This is gravel that was underneath the blocks I was standing on. So who knew that there was a bunch of gravel right here where I was adding more gravel, leading to a bigger headache for me down the road, like now. Anyhow. Yeah, the thing with Monty Python, yeah. The one way in which they're predictable is that they're unpredictable. Let's put it that way. Okay, that should be this corner to that corner. But these don't line up right. Did I go too far? These aren't lining up with the other rows. That lines up there, and that lines up here. Okay, so these are all messed up. Okay, and then we're gonna move them back 2 more. So that should clean that up. I think. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how I screwed this up. Let's see. So crafting table's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Woo! I hate being on big projects and find out you're off by 1, right? But this, my friends, is it. This is the layout or the footprint of the central core. So now we can start paving this and come up with our spiral stair design where the elevator will be the whole shebang, and then we just start going up. I'm going to need apparently I need a lot of concrete because I don't have any in my inventory. So we'll go upstairs and get that. And I guess we need to start making slag like a crazy man. If you remember, in vanilla Minecraft, you can make concrete using a dye and 4 sand and 4 gravel. But in this version of Minecraft, it looks like the thermal series changed that, and you got to produce slag, which you then use in conjunction with the dye and the sand to make concrete powder. And I went into a whole diatribe about slag, so it just doesn't make sense, you know. I have to go out of my way to make a waste product so I can use it. So then, why is that not working? Oh, the drawer is maxed out. Bummer. Okay. Gonna have to make a little detour here, folks. We're gonna have to upgrade this drawer so I can hold all the crazy amounts of deep slate I have in my pockets. So let's throw that in there. That gives me some space in inventory from which to work. So let's see. Upgrades. The one I want's on the next page, I think. Yep. And I need some type of drawer and a bunch of sticks. So drawer is easy enough. I see I have 2 upgrades already. Good. But I don't have any chests. I would have thought I had some chests by now. Okay. So this will give me a chest. Now I need some slabs to go with the chest. And then put the chest here, the slabs, and I need a bunch of sticks. So let's do 8 for a full stack of sticks. Okay. So drawer, sticks, upgrade templates. I got exactly 6. Oh, I'm gonna need this block and 5 more. No, it's a 9. So 9 and 3. No, 9 and 9 and 3. Yeah, I said 9 and 4. Okay, so 12. So it works like this: template in the middle, and emeralds to the sides. Make all the rest sticks, and there we go. And then you go over here to the drawer you want to upgrade. Add these bad boys, and now it can hold 6,144 stacks, which is 192 times more than it was before. So that will probably be all the storage we ever need for deep slate cobble. There you go. And there's a bunch in there. Let's get rid of this other stuff. I'm gonna need Yeah, we need to get moving on our storage sooner rather than later. Of my 3 let's build Minecraft series, this is the youngest, so it's the furthest behind. We have working storage, or the core of working storage, in the other 2, but in this one we still have chests. Not much longer, I think. Okay. Kind of boost my experience levels here. Feels like Grandma used to make. Do I have... I don't have a grinding wheel. Disenchant these. Oh, hold it. This one's enchanted. I thought it was unenchanted. Okay. Well, then we will have to make a grinding wheel later. I actually have a stone cutter. Maybe that's what I thought was a grinding wheel in the back of my head. I know the difference. Just unconscious me. I guess it's unconscious me pulling a prank on me. Conscious me. Okay, let's grab some of this gravel and let's go slagify it. And we're gonna have to go into full bore charcoal production as well soon. I'm using charcoal for the pulverizer out there, and we'll need charcoal. Oh, I got slag. Got 2 stacks of slag. 2 slacks of stag. Slacks. Oh my gosh, say that 10 times fast. Slag. I can't do it. Slag stacks. There we go, I did it. So 4, 4, 4, and 4. 32 times 8. 4 stacks of concrete powder, light gray concrete powder. Let's go make concrete. So I guess the time has come that I'm gonna have to do this in a smart way. Well, looking at the clock, I don't have time to do it the smart way this time, so we will do it the manual way. We're gonna set up the concrete powder in the water, which will instantly cure it, and then we'll use my handy dandy Uber pick to pick it all out of the water. But I think the time has come for me to set up an encased fan and use it to wash or smelt things. I mean, we need smelting for the slag, and we need the washing for setting the concrete. So that's what we're going to do next time. Top of the list. We will. And you know what else? I'll see if I found enough zinc, or if I can get enough zinc to maximize our windmill. Okay. So I can just take the powder and plop it in the water, and done. Right? And just lay down a bunch of concrete. Hopefully I don't have any swimming bad guys out here. We'll find out soon enough. Okay. I remember when they added colored concrete way back in the day. I think I was playing Bedrock at the time, but they didn't call it Bedrock, right? It was either Windows 10 edition if you were on a PC, or Pocket edition if you were on a device. And I played in both. But you know, if you remember, before the colored concrete, we had terracotta, and that could be dyed in different colors. But the problem with the terracotta is that no matter what color terracotta you made, it had a slight pinkish hue to it, because that's the color of the clay, right? And so there's some things that didn't hurt too bad, and there's some things like white that definitely hurt. So the colored concrete was added, and it gave you these vibrant, fresh colors with no pinkish hue. Can't believe, I mean, I think my kids were tiny then. They were like 2 or 3. Look at that. I need to get this one. So if I kind of hang out in the corner where the water's kind of pushing this stuff, it'll bring it all to me. Like that. And of course, the water source blocks are restored once you have fully opened up the access to the surrounding lake. So this fixes itself. Now, if you see my series on Vintage Story, you can't create new source blocks this way, right? You can in Minecraft, but with Vintage Story, the way you create new source blocks is you got to have a bucket, and then you use the bucket to grab water from the middle of a lake, which is all made up of source blocks, and then you can plop the contents of the bucket down, and that's a source block, right? So if you were doing this in the lake, I would have to repair all the places where I had concrete blocks using the method I just described. Bit of a pain, actually, but you know, the way the game's kind of designed, set up, you still have the avenue to do what you want. It's just that it's kind of set up in a somewhat more realistic way, which is the name of the game. Well, the name of the game is Vintage Story, but the whole point of the game is to... I'm down to 25 already. That went faster than I thought. So, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so this will give us, I hope, enough concrete to kind of fill out the floor at the very bottom. Now, what we want to do is, since I haven't really worked with colored concrete at this scale, at this amount, we're kind of winging it. So what I want to do is I want to use the basic blocks here. I might make them into smooth concrete, but I want to use a basic block face, and we want to essentially build a sketch of how we want to lay out the bottom level, right? The central core shaft. And that's going to be a template that will continue on and expand throughout the rest of the base. So my point's this, is like we'll use this basically a blank block face. We'll block out the physical walls and stuff, and then we'll go and look and see what textures are available to us, because you can see we have a bunch, and we can kind of figure out how we can use those textures to add extra variety and functionality, and dare I say, realism to the build. So now I want to make sure that, in fact, I have hollowed out 2 chunks by 2 chunks, right? So if I do it right, oh, looks like I actually went one row of blocks further out than I needed to. Yep. How did that happen? How? I was so careful in counting. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't count the original central blocks where the central core. So I counted 16 out away from that, which is actually 17, which is why I've dug out one row of blocks too far. But that's okay. I mean, we're gonna need to dig those out anyway, so this is fine. Absolutely fine. Put that down so I don't have beasties spawning behind the wall. Okay. Now let's turn around and do this the fast way. Man, now I like I said, I wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for the fact that we took the time to make that infused pick, the Uber pick, my pick of the day. We'd still be, you know, chipping away at deep slate with my stone pickaxe, but we're not. We're laying down concrete. The fact, I mean, even the fact that I'd probably still be making concrete, right? But very, very nice. Let's see how far this gets us. Like I said, I'm fairly confident it'll go. It'll float on top of bushes. No, I'm fairly confident it will get us all the way. I don't need that many torches. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm not entirely sure I know. Just go with it. Just nod your head. You know, oh, he's up to something. And yeah, I'll accept that. I'd explain it to you, but it'd take too long. Just watch and see. Watch and learn. I admit, I have used that a couple times with the girls where I did something wrong or something stupid, and they, oh, hey, how come you did it that way, right? I mean, they were much smaller, but it's like, oh, I'm just trying a different technique. Oh, okay. Good eye, girls. Good eye. I'm Dad. I will not admit any weakness. Well, to the family. I do admit my faults and foibles to you. Because let's face it, you're gonna spot them and point them out anyway, so you're gonna force me to keep it real, as it should be, right? As it should be. Okay, I did not have enough. It wasn't even close. Wow. I know I'm going to sound like an old timer when I say this, but I guess light gray concrete just doesn't go as far as it used to. Back in my day. Yeah, I know. Okay. There is still tons of stuff to do, and as usual, you know, the problem with doing these things in 1 hour increments is you know, you sometimes you start blocked, sometimes you start unblocked, but either way, by the end of the hour, you kind of hit your stride. You know, you hit your momentum. You're going. There's things to do. You know, you got things you want to achieve, and you don't want to stop. But I'm gonna have to stop, or this will be like a 12-hour episode. I mean, it's okay for live streams, I guess, but not this one. Not a regular video. Okay. So my diamond pick did take a beating on that, but that's okay. It's got mending, so next time we go farming, we will move that to the offhand, and that'll take care of it. I'll probably update my sword next, but I do need to make a gun. I do need to make a gun, but let's get the washer and the smelter, the automated washer and smelter going first. But there it is. That's the pick that we infused today. That's quite the pick, and I think it was well worth it. And you know, now we're building momentum. It took us a long time to build some, but now it's starting to snowball, and I'm pretty excited to where we are. I'm really excited where we're headed. And I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you are getting excited about where we're headed and interested to see how things turn out next. So with that said, we will see you next time. But until then, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch good fortune. Cheers.